Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into the intriguing world of medieval England, a time of castles and kings, knights and peasants, plague and chivalry. It's a period shrouded in myth and legend, but by peeling back the layers of time, we can uncover a world that, while vastly different from our own, shaped the very fabric of the society we live in today. Stick around to uncover some fascinating facts about this truly captivating era in English history, facts you might not have known. Picture a vast landscape, a patchwork of fields and forests, dotted with humble villages and mighty castles. This was medieval England, a land where power flowed like a river, always from the top down. At the very pinnacle stood the king, the ultimate landowner, holding sway over all within his realm. But even a king couldn't rule alone, and so he granted parcels of land, known as fiefs, to his most trusted nobles, his loyal barons. These barons, in return for their land and the king's favor, pledged their unwavering allegiance, promising to provide him with knights and soldiers in times of war. And so the pyramid of power grew, with each layer owing loyalty and service to the one above. Beneath the barons stood the knights, skilled warriors who swore oaths of fealty, pledging their swords to their liege lords. They were the protectors of the realm, the enforcers of the king's will. But the foundation of this intricate structure, the very bedrock upon which medieval society rested, were the peasants. Bound to the land, they toiled tirelessly in the fields, their lives a cycle of sowing and reaping, their labor the lifeblood of the feudal system. They were the farmers, the laborers, the backbone of the medieval economy. The feudal system was a complex web of obligations and duties, a delicate balance of power and loyalty. It was a system that, while seemingly rigid, was in a constant state of flux, shaped by ambition, rivalry, and the ever-present threat of conflict. Imagine the sights and sounds of a medieval manor. The rhythmic clang of the blacksmith's hammer, the clatter of hooves on cobblestone streets, the laughter of children playing amongst the thatched cottages. This was the world shaped by the feudal system, a world where everyone had their place, their role to play in the grand tapestry of medieval life. Imagine a summer's day in the year 1348. The air is alive with the buzz of insects, the laughter of children. But a darkness is approaching, a storm on the horizon carried not by wind but by fleas, tiny creatures carrying a deadly secret, the bubonic plague. It arrived on ships from the east, rats scurrying in the hold, carrying fleas infected with a bacterium more terrifying than any dragon in a child's nightmare. The Black Death, as it came to be known, swept across England like a raging fire, leaving devastation in its wake. Imagine the fear that must have gripped the hearts of the people as the pestilence spread. Villages, once bustling with life, were transformed into ghost towns, their streets littered with the bodies of the dead and dying. The stench of decay hung heavy in the air, a grim reminder of the plague's relentless grip. Physicians, their knowledge helpless against this invisible enemy, could only watch in horror as their patients succumbed to the disease. Boils erupted on the skin, blackening and swelling, a gruesome calling card of the plague. Fever raged, consuming the body's strength, leaving victims writhing in agony. The Black Death did not discriminate. Rich and poor alike fell victim to its indiscriminate touch. The very fabric of society began to unravel as fear and panic spread faster than the disease itself. The feudal system, that rigid hierarchy that had defined life for centuries, began to crumble as the plague decimated the population. With so many dead, the fields lay fallow, untended. The wheels of commerce ground to a halt. The world as they knew it was coming to an end. Yet from the ashes of this catastrophe, from the depths of despair, emerged a glimmer of hope. The Black Death, while a tragedy of unimaginable proportions, ultimately sowed the seeds of change, leading to a restructuring of society, a shift in power dynamics, and a new chapter in English history. Chapter 3, The Magna Carta, Seeds of Freedom. Imagine a field, Runnymede, its verdant expanse a silent witness to a pivotal moment in English history. The year is 1215, and tensions crackle in the air, a storm brewing between a king and his barons. King John, a ruler known for his ruthlessness and his disregard for the law, faced a rebellion, a united front of powerful barons demanding a check on his absolute power. This was no ordinary uprising, it was a clash of wills, a battle for the very soul of England. The barons, weary of John's tyranny, his excessive taxation and disregard for their ancient rights, demanded a charter, a document that would enshrine their liberties and limit the king's authority. And so it was, under a sky heavy with the threat of war, that King John, his power waning, reluctantly affixed his seal to a document that would forever alter the course of English history, the Magna Carta. Written in Latin, the language of law and scholarship, the Magna Carta, meaning Great Charter, set down a series of clauses, 63 in total, that challenged the very notion of absolute monarchy. No longer could the king imprison men without trial, impose taxes without the consent of the governed, or deny justice to those under his rule. The Magna Carta, though a product of its time, contained within its parchment folds the seeds of revolutionary ideas, the right to a fair trial, the protection of property rights, and the principle that even a king is subject to the law. These principles, enshrined in the Magna Carta, would echo down through the centuries, influencing the development of English common law, the American Declaration of Independence, and the very foundations of modern democracy. It was a beacon of hope, a testament to the enduring human spirit, a reminder that even in the face of tyranny, the flame of liberty can never be extinguished. Chapter 4. A day in the life of a medieval peasant, toiling under the sun. Dawn breaks over the village, painting the thatched roofs with hues of gold and rose, but there is little time to admire the beauty of the sunrise. For the medieval peasant, life is a relentless cycle of work, dictated by the seasons and the demands of the land. Imagine waking in a one-room dwelling, the air thick with the scent of wood smoke and damp earth. This is your home, shared with your family and perhaps a few chickens seeking warmth. There's no time for a leisurely breakfast. A simple meal of bread and ale, perhaps a bit of cheese if you're lucky, will have to suffice. The sun climbs higher, and it's time to tend the fields. Every member of the family, young and old, has a role to play. Men and boys till the soil, their rough hands guiding the plow, while women sow seeds, their backs bent under the weight of baskets filled with grain. Children too young to work in the fields chase away crows or gather firewood, their laughter echoing across the fields. The work is backbreaking, the hours long, but there is a certain rhythm to it, a connection to the land that runs deep in the peasant's soul. Midday brings a brief respite from the sun's relentless heat. A simple meal of bread and cheese shared in the shade of a tree offers a moment of camaraderie, a chance to share stories and laughter. But soon it's back to the fields, the work continuing until the sun begins its slow descent. As twilight paints the sky in hues of orange and purple, the villagers return home, their bodies weary, their hands calloused. A simple supper of pottage, a thick stew made from whatever vegetables they can spare, awaits them. There's little time for leisure in the life of a medieval peasant. Darkness brings its own set of chores, mending tools, tending to livestock, preparing for the next day's labor. Yet, even in their hard lives, they find moments of joy. A song shared around a flickering fire, a tale told to wide-eyed children. The simple pleasures that bind a community together. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning about medieval England, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more historical insights. We've only just scratched the surface of this fascinating period, a time of great upheaval and transformation, of chivalry and brutality, of faith and superstition. There's so much more to discover, so many stories waiting to be told. Join us next time as we delve deeper into the annals of history, uncovering the mysteries and marvels of the past. See you next time.